This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's get ready to dig into the details. Tomorrow is Jackson Hole. I've got some TA magic to go through. Hit the like button. I'm serious, guys. You want to see some TA magic? Let's check it out. In terms of the reversal feature on the daily, we're going to line it up with the NASDAQ. We're going to talk about a hedge. Who's interested in a hedge? You got it, guys. What would a hedge be? A long and a short. It's going to be directed with stop losses in terms of risk mitigation on either side of the split between the long and the short. Now, the important point that I want to bring up before we get into the TA magic, I want to talk about this. Guys, hit the like button. This is good stuff. I'm telling you it's good stuff. What else was good stuff? Let's go to VIP trading today. Boom, in the back. Take a look. And Freddie, congratulations on your new house, my man. VIP in the house. Look, 91%. Way to go. Venus always trading 82%. I'll tell you, that was on a long and then two longs. I'll tell you, if you're trading every day, you're getting better. If you're not getting better. Guys, if you're trading every day and you've gotten better, you're making money. Way to go, VIP. Leon, 79% and 102%. Then, guys, this stacked up, racked up, and yes, a move was worth 75.759K today. Do not emulate unless you have the skill set to do so. This is London with VIP. Bitcoin Spike. We're going to talk about, guys, when I say magic, I want to lay out the specifics of where we're at. Where did we just reject from? If you trade with VIP, if you trade with us, you're familiar, and I'm going to go over the features here. Yes, you see a rising wedge on this specific NASDAQ chart. You got it, guys. Now, let's talk about the NASDAQ real quickly before we get into the specifics, the nuts and bolts on Bitcoin. Very exciting video. I'm excited about this content, and I'm excited about Jackson Hole tomorrow, the Fed meeting. Now, in terms of a hedge, I'll tell you, as we look at the NASDAQ, we understand for correlation purposes. Guys, this is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, and not financial advice. Okay? Just understand that. Listen up. In terms of a hedge, a split, a long and a short, trapped in on either side with stop losses. The goal is to have it break, bam, in one direction, right? The unfavorable portion of your hedge will get eliminated, right? It'll hit the stop loss, it's gone. Then the favorable part of your hedge, either the long or short that wants to go in the direction the market breaks, will pay, right? That's the idea on a hedge. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't like to hedge conversations. I don't like to hedge speeches. Okay, and Jackson Hole tomorrow, not going to say I'm not going to do it, but in terms of Jackson Hole tomorrow, Jackson Hole is all about Powell and his speech at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Now, I have Jim Carrey up here. I want you guys to see this. If you guys will recall this, this is from a movie, Dick and Jane. If you will remember that, if you remember when he was there giving the interview, listen up, guys, giving the interview for Globodyne, right? And the commentator said, well, you guys, he says, isn't it true that Jack McAllister, your CEO, has liquidated all of his holdings over the last several such and such? Now, the thing was, Jim Carrey held the thing together very well. He held together the interview for a while. Then it just snowballed. Then it got out of control. Then boom, right? It went through the floor. They showed the explosion of Globodyne. You guys remember that? It's a great scene. They don't have a GIF of it. Otherwise, I'd put it in there. The point is this. Like the movie, Fun with Dick and Jane, okay, Jim Carrey, right? But Powell. Okay, now I don't expect Powell to get up and say, or be questioned. No one will question him. Now, isn't it true, sir, that the entire, Federal Reserve Board has liquidated their own personal holdings of Bitcoin or something like that? That's not going to happen. That's not the point. But what is the point, guys? That's a tongue-in-cheek, very humorous commentary for VIP. What is the point before we get into this, guys? This is some magic here on the screen. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. We're getting to the weekend. It's already Friday. Listen up, guys. The point is that a conversation has a momentum of its own, right? It could wind up and be like Fun with Dick and Jane, and it could just absolutely be a nuclear annihilation for Globodyne. Boom, the whole thing blows up, right? Or it could have an ebb and flow. You see, Powell could get up and discuss, this and that, and excite, and then he could fright, and then he could fear, and then he could greed, and then he could, seal it up very politely, right? So in terms of being directional tomorrow, what I like to hedge is a figure, is a data set, is a release of information, like a CPI, housing report, jobless claims, boom, 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 boom. You get the figure in. You understand me? Guys, it's a 1 second split move decision. Boom, it overperforms, or bam, it doesn't quite perform. You understand? So the ebb and flow of a conversation by Powell, it'll still have some direction to it. We know that. Just be careful in terms of your approach, and I wanted to make that distinction for you today. My preference on hedging, I want a data report. I want something in 2 seconds, boom, it's gone. And I'm out of the trade. That's the other deal. I want it 2 seconds, bam, boom, I'm out of the trade. I split long, short. I've got my stop loss either side tightly wound, and I'm on it. You literally, guys, I'll just tell you real quickly, you could make a good argument that there could be multiple resets within the context of a specific conversation or a press release or something like that. It may have a momentum shift, an ebb, a flow, something. There may be multiple trades in something like a press conference. So to the extent that you guys were interested in my approach on a hedge, I want a report. I want a data set. I want something along those lines. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, and not financial advice. Let's go through the details on Bitcoin. Appreciate you guys letting me kind of talk you through that. It's for VIP. Right, we hedge, so I need to tell you what's the preference, okay? Now, in terms of this direction, let's talk about, I have set up on the right-hand side, BTC USD. I have on the left-hand side, NASDAQ. You know that. Now, what happened on the NASDAQ? Well, we called, I'm going to say, guys, I'm never backing off this. We called the bearish breakout. You know that. We called that bearish feature. What was that? That bearish feature was that leading expanding diagonal. Now, what has the NASDAQ done? I said it could be very unpredictable. Now, in terms of predictability, actually, it's been very predictable. What have we done? There's a 68% chance, boom, of a throwback, okay? So what we just got here is a throwback to prior support. Bam, okay? So that's where we're at on the 4-hourly chart. A very, very common move, okay? A throwback to an expanding diagonal. All right, expanding diagonal. You could also call it a broadening wedge, a broadening ascending wedge, okay? What we have done is set a flat bottom support. Noted. I want you to note that on the NASDAQ. Also note that on we're going to note that on BTC as well. Very important in terms of the structure, the pattern frameworks that have been put together. This would be called a right angle or a flat bottom ascending resistance. They would call it essentially a broadening formation, right angle and ascending. I call them a flat bottom ascending resistance. Okay, but they're clearly laid out in Bukowski. I'll tell you that. Bukowski has a good handle on them. Before we go much further, check this out in terms of the distinction that we have. Look how far down into the technicals we will go here. I just released this specific pattern. That's digging all the way down into Bitcoin, guys. Do you see this reversal? This specific triangulated reversal. A little bit of price action to the upside. Not much, but we were down in here. I released the tweet just to let you know. I did release that tweet. And yes, what happened? We had broken out, and I just want to show you this is technically Elliott Wave International. You see this specific framework. That's the pattern we're looking at on the daily. Zoomed in, the reverse triangle. You'll see what Elliott Wave International says. It's a continuation pattern. Boom, to the upside. We pay attention because it is registered with the Library of Congress. We're going to pay attention to Elliott Wave International. The entirety of their materials are available online. There's no copyright issues there. You know that, but that's what the daily, look at this, just the condensed. Look how far we have to scope in to see that small pattern. Now, this is the fun thing, guys. This is the fun part about RTA understanding, well, this is implying a very small move, right? This would not imply a huge move. Look at this, guys. On these triangulations, the measurement would be what? The measurement would be the amplitude, bam, just stacked on top to the upside. The measurement, the target to the upside would be 21,738. So it's almost humorous, guys. But I think it's just straight in line with the notion that they're not telling us anything. Before tomorrow, guys, we're not getting anything. We are wound up on the daily tightly with a very, very small expected move. And I would consider something like this when I were looking at a hedge. I just would, guys. Now I would try and expand that in terms of the features of the additional pattern frameworks. Let's go into additional pattern framework. And in terms of that, first and foremost, we're looking at a definite, without a doubt, without question, a bearish, operating within a bearish pattern on the NASDAQ. You can't change that, guys. It's a rising wedge. Does she want to beat it? Maybe so. Does she want to make it interesting and challenge? Maybe so. But I'm going to tell you, the bearish rising wedge on the NASDAQ, it ain't going anywhere, guys. That's a powerful move. Argument that the more that she could, that the NASDAQ would want to cooperate with this pattern up and through this zone, it could become even a bit more bearish. I would say, though, that to the extent that we could get over this line of resistance again, that could be a crucial component, because, we did bust down after we notified you. We were in that bearish pattern. Now, we focus on NASDAQ for purposes of correlation. Now, I told you we'd have some magic, something a bit extraordinary on Bitcoin. I'm not lying, right? This is some cool stuff. You guys will like this. Let me scoot this over just a bit, and I want to shout out to Big Mike. Big Mike, brand new VIP. What's up, my man? How you doing? We're looking forward to trading with you and anyone else who wants to trade and beat the market in 2022. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, and we are building. We're looking forward to 2022, 23, 24. And I'll tell you, one of the thoughts I've had throughout the day continually is the following. The more that Bitcoin gets boring, the more that it gets just kind of, well, maybe we should go and trade Ethereum, which ain't going to happen, I'm going to tell you. But, guys, the more that you're shuffled around, the more that you're made to wait, the more that your attention is diverted away from Bitcoin, I will tell you the big guys are beating you, and that's the way they're going to try and beat retail. We don't shift our focus. The more boring it gets, guys, just understand. The more she slows down, she seems to underperform. Guys, that's the game. They want to capture as many of those 21 million Bitcoin as they can, I promise you. A lot of psychology in effect there. So focus, guys. When it gets boring, I get more excited. I'm like, the big guys are doing something. Let's pay attention. Now, in terms of this, I'm going to say is magic, guys. We understand the fan reversals. The fan reversals. We work with them a lot. A whole lot. And if you guys are VIP or not, I'll tell you, guys, New York Institute of Finance, where Wall Street goes to school. Yeah, you could show this video to a pro trader from X, Y, or Z, and they'd be like, yeah, that's we know these patterns. Yeah. Okay, now what is a fan reversal? As we would look at the primary line of resistance, it's only relevant to the extent that that we would bring in the framework of the descending wedge. Okay, and I'll structure this out. In terms of the seat of the fan is the primary array, I'd say focal here, the green dot. What do we have here? Level of support. We'll hit 1, hit 2, flipped into, boom, resistance. Okay? Now, the array function expands, dealing with a fan, which is a reversal pattern, reversing for the $69,000 on the macro down. Okay, it's reversing down. They can also reverse up. In order to reverse up, we need to start breaking lines of resistance. Okay, so this is important. In order to start reversing to the upside, we need to start breaking lines of resistance, right? As we reverse to the downside, we are breaking lines of support. Boom, flip to resistance. You'll see this secondary line here, the array function. Now, this is a small nuanced level here. Look at this. Do you see that array function? But it does. It attaches right here. And just look. Boom, in line with that support to the resistance flip. Bam, so we know that's the right line, right? We know that this is the right seat. I call this the seat for the array function. Pay attention, guys. If this is too much, it's a little complicated, focus. You'll trade these. I promise if you focus, you'll trade these. They may be some of your favorite patterns to trade. So from this array, centralized array, seat. We call this a seat. Boom. We go from the first level of the fan, boom, to the second level of the fan. We identify not the first level of support that's flipped, bam, to resistance, but the second level of support. Boom. That's flipped to resistance, bam. Okay, that's the second level of the fan. Now, if I bring in the third level of the fan, here we go, guys. The third level of the fan has still held. You see, from this primary level of support flip to resistance, boom. And guys, the flip to resistance includes, boom, a move down. That's what's relevant about this. It includes, bam, a move down. At every level, it's included a move down thus far. I'm going to talk about the levels below that you need to be prepared for. Let's talk about it, along with some current level of exposure. You never want to be completely out of the market. There's an argument for that. So this third level, this level of support has been flipped, boom, into resistance. Okay, so this has happened 1, 2, 3 times. The question on everyone's mind as we head into Jackson Hole is the following. With the array function set in the level of support, the fourth line, is there any way that we could get down, boom, below this line? It would be phenomenal. Guys, it would be amazing. I'm going to tell you, as much as all of you currently want to hear Bitcoin's going up, I will promise you the top traders want it to go down for purposes of volatility, for purposes of a profit model. Looks so incredible if we can get down into this area. Let's get down into this area and talk. Now, first of all, at some point this fan, guys, in terms of the momentum of the fan, at some point we're going to call this a different pattern. We're going to call this the descending wedge. Now, we have a rising, we actually have an expansion, the bell formation here on the NASDAQ. As we look at the framework for Bitcoin, however, I want to put it, and please listen, stay focused. I know that you have an attention span. Stay focused if you can. Reignite the cup of coffee. Do what you need to do. Looking at the framework of Bitcoin, we need to be comfortable looking at Bitcoin in somewhat of a bullish framework at some point, that we are in a bullish pattern. We are in a descending wedge. Imperfect, yes. What's the key requirement? At some point, we're going to need to break a line of resistance. That's just it, guys. We're going to need to break a line of resistance. The same in terms of the qualifiers and in terms of where we are. We're going up. Well, we're still in the reversal pattern framework to the downside. We've broken 1, 2, 3. This will be 1, 2, and 3. Lines of the fan reversal to the downside. All right, so each of those has collapsed quite well. We'll talk about some framework in terms of a save feature on the daily. But I'll just tell you, if you want to start really going up before getting hyped, before talking too early, before ignoring your lower level targets, it's easy, guys. It's going slowly, but we need to bust through this line of resistance. We need to carry a framework up and over that and begin the sequence. If it's going to be a sequence, if it's not just a nice shot to the upside, but a sequence of lines of resistance that are being broken. Boom. Now, this is where things would get interesting at some point. Bitcoin. Let's just draw this through. Let's get a brush out real quickly, guys. We're excited about the weekend. But if we could, boom, move to the upside here. Now we're talking, boom, something along the lines of this. Bam! Do you see? This would be a reversal where we're putting in new levels of, guys, resistance that are being broken, right, in a framework to carry to the upside. In terms of the levels of, I'd say the levels of variability there, we would discuss those in line with some Fibonacci's as I have to the downside. Pay attention to this. This is maybe the most important thing that we've come up with thus far today in terms of the technicals. Yes, I like the magic, though. What's the magic? That you understand the reversal process. What are we going through? We're going through the reversal to the downside from that 69,000 all-time high. Hugely important. I want to invite you guys to join VIP. If you're not in VIP, we had 130 plus VIP members the first month. This ain't a playground, guys. It's not kids school. Let's say that. But the market can feel like a playground. It's good stuff, guys. We love to trade. So join us today. In terms of this specific feature, so we're at that final level here. A breakthrough in this level would be would be unexpected at this point. I'm going to tell you, we've already confirmed this, I'd say the third level down on the fan. So busting through this level now would be a surprise. Technically, it's in the minority camp in terms of what should occur. I'll just tell you that. We'd love a surprise at all points in time. However, these lower targets, and I'm going to draw this daily feature. Make sure that your chart has this daily feature. I want to shout out to Venus. Yo, Venus, what's up? Venus, $10,000 plus contributor. Love to see you trade every day, Venus. It's just amazing to watch you trade. We're building in 2022. What's going on? Now, in terms of the daily, you also have a serious catch line. And everybody, make sure that you have this level of support. This is a serious catch line here. Now, we could reframe it on the other time frames, the 4 hourly, et cetera, and get into the framework of the, we're going to call it the bear flag, but this is a level to be respected here. I want to let you know, I would expect some major interaction. If you don't have orders waiting at this level, period, I don't think you're prepared to really participate in the market, okay? This level of support on the daily lines, carry this up on the daily lines, very important. Now, to the downside, just in terms of your overall exposure, let's say we have an unpredictable event tomorrow. We have Jackson Hole, we have Powell who's going to get up. If someone were to ask me for a comment, do I have a comment on the situation? They're like, well, he could get it over with in one word, right? So I can hedge it a little bit better. That's just it. I want a report. I want one figure coming across the line. I don't want a conversation. I don't want to hear a guy talk and then slowly have my trade unwind. Bam, I want to hit it immediately. I want a release of a figure, a data set. I want something the market takes and immediately reacts to. I don't want a slow, winding, bending, bedtime story about how the trades and how the markets are supposed to react. So that would be my one comment. I want flash action. Bam. I want to hit a trade. Boom. So in terms of this move to the downside, let's look at the framework on the daily, just so that you understand and you can implement this on your charts. Look at this, guys. In terms of the amplitude move down, take your extension tool from the top to the bottom. Boom, back to the top right here. It's going to be click 1, 2, click 3. All right, we're at the 23.6. If you want additional targets to the downside, you have them. Go from the top, click 1, click 2, click 3 with your extension tool, guys, which is underneath the pitchfork. Trend-based fib extension. Ba-boom. You click 1, click 2, click 3. I bring this up because people don't know how to use it. But we're at that 23.6, so we're at a target level right now. The next level down, 38.2. Next level down, 50%. Next level down, 61.8 to 65th, and the 786, 86, and the 100%. Now, what does the 100% mean? Well, the 100% means exactly this. Carrying down 100% of the preceding move, ba-boom. That is exactly what the extension is telling you at that 100%. You guys get that? So when you click 1, click 2, you're establishing this as your primary amplitude. To carry down, click 3 from what level? Boom. So we would take that, click 1, click 2 on your extension tool, okay? Then your third click is going to be right here at the top here, because that's the level at which you want to carry down. There we go. Carry down that amplitude down to, and that's your 100%, meaning 100% of this amplitude, boom, has been carried down. So I'm going to tell you, down to 10,781. Like, do you have the intention of stacking orders or participating if you could get down? Right? I mean, I don't know a single participant that I've met, or anyone who's been in crypto for any amount of time that's not planning on just absolutely hammering in at lower levels. So if you don't want to participate in the lower levels, you are in the minority. I would hope you would still be around in the market, but I don't know if you will if you're not prepared or looking forward to lower levels. Guys, this is what the market's all about. We've spent this much time getting down 60 to 65%. Let's take a look at this. Boom. Guys, we spent almost 300 days getting down 68%. Like, if we could get a little bit more sweet lower prices, we'd love it. We'd love it. So, again, it would be a surprise for the market after this specific bottom line fan and the confirmation to now traject up and over this primary line of resistance. However, this would be a heavy entry zone. Just so that you know, right? Let it dance around a little. Let Bitcoin and the markets be unpredictable. Let it underperform and make things boring, driving away the retail traders. I guarantee you the big money's doing it, guys. This level of resistance, that's going to be our key focal here in terms of an entry. I will put, guys, so I'll just put if I can put a big star there, something real quickly if I can. Let's see if we can put a big star. Boom, right here. That's where the action is. Boom, 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 okay? We want to break that line of resistance. I'm just telling you. Needs to happen, line of resistance. And again, like the framework to the downside, we need to start breaking lines of resistance to the upside. Is it an overnight process? No. Is that okay? Yes. As others get bored, we'll stay focused. And guys, those are the guys who reap the profits. Those are the guys who stay focused and reap the benefits long term. I'm excited about this specific meeting tomorrow with Powell, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Washington, D.C. time. It's going to be 10 a.m. DC time. So you guys make sure we'll be plugged in terms of if you choose to hedge. Guys, just understand it's not an immediate impact report. It's not a split second. We have the decision in 2 seconds, and boom, the whole market gets to react. He's going to kind of softball his approach to telling everybody how committed he is and how great we all are and how the money's in the check's in the mail, right? In terms of the delivery of what they're saying, I'm going to tell you the check's in the mail. That's just it. It's going to be, don't worry about it. The check's in the mail. Yeah, the results, now there was a big faux pas on their part, the transitory inflation. Oh, yeah, transitory inflation. Remember, that was Powell. Okay, transitory inflation. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. Well, transitory to the extent that you've reset the historical map on what could be transitory or not, right? We're in decade-long record-setting inflation, not so much transitory, right? So it's that big angry bear has come up out of the woods. You got it, guys. So he's got some PR press, I'd say political points to kind of score back and to not redeem himself, but he's got to not annihilate the markets, right? But he has to. With some dignity, he has to understand it. Like, Mr. Transitory, how you doing, Mr. Transitory? Now, the big surprise has been the dollar. You guys know that the dollar has been really strong. Let's take a look at the dollar index very quickly. I could have gone live. I decided just to go ahead and talk with you guys on the video. Some of you guys need some good talk, some good information, okay? We could be talking on the phone or a conference call. Hey, VIP, hey, good ideas, huh? Good ideas. 2022, we're building. We'll see what it all turns into. I bring up the DXY for the following reason. That we're in a bit of a wedge, okay? Descending wedge, almost a bull flag. I have a bull flag matched out. However, this could get a little bit of a pop, don't you guys think, right? Looking at this on the 4-hourly. Let's look at the 4-hourly. On the candle wicks, you have a flat top resistance. I'll just tell you, guys, the dollar has been tough to bet against. So any tongue-in-cheek I give to, just fun I give to Powell or anybody else, I mean, the U.S. dollar is doing great, huh? It's kicking it. It's doing nice. So as we look at a flat top resistance, ascending line of support, it looks primed. This is a bullish structure. To me, I trade a lot. To me, I'd be looking for additional strength to come out of the dollar and boom, move it to the upside. Whether or not it can do it immediately, right? Whether or not that can happen like in the framework and just continue to impress, boom, to the upside, I'll tell you, that's going to be really something. If it can continue to do that, it's just been, talk about a bull run for the dollar. It's been really impressive. That 8-hourly are currently going to try and stay over that 20. The 8-hourly is the most immediately relevant time frame. 4-hourly is also not bad. 4-hourly shows a bit of a breach of that 20 moving average amidst that specific bullish feature. So pay attention to that bullish feature, and it looks like that 4-hourly 20 moving average on the Bollinger Bands is currently in place. So a bullish structure right now on the DXY, micro and on the macro. A pull back to a line of technical support in this area would be a feature that we would like to see some price action on Bitcoin in the meantime. That would be nice. Expecting a re-hit at the level of support in this zone, let's say in this zone down here, would give Bitcoin some legs, okay, in the meantime. So Looking at one more aspect of Bitcoin, just to guys, when we say we work hard and we play hard, right? I'll just tell you, we be working hard now, right? In terms of that, I'll just talk about we do a lot of TA analysis. We enjoy it. It's what we do. We like to trade. I want to beat the market. I don't want there to be a single person that I meet in the market who beats me. Bottom line, I wake up every morning. I want you to wake up with the same attitude. Guys, you wake up to be number one. You're in the number one trade group. You wake up to be number one. Nobody's going to beat you in the market. Normally, hard work is the key component, key ingredient to that. I will promise you that. Normally, hard work is the key ingredient. All right, so don't let them get to you guys. So, yeah, there's a lot of technicals to cover, and we're going to cover it. I cover it every day. You guys cover it every day. It's how we win, right? You see phenomenal results. Last year we had some results that were like, good gosh. Some of you thought, well, you got lucky. They got lucky. No, guys. Hard work. A lot of hard work, right? Some of those trades turned, 180K into 4.5 mil. Boom, boom. Guys, a lot of hard work. Don't knock it, right? Stay focused. Stay plugged in. And these types of talks and this type of demonstration of TA work protocol, it says a lot, guys. It really does. And I appreciate you guys being VIP. I choose to be in your group, and I know that you choose to be in mine. It's cool because we have a group together. It's cool. Number one trade group. Now, in terms of the specifics here, on the daily time frame, I will, as a matter of fact, tell you if Bitcoin, if she, guys, and listen, this is a big if she decides to muscle and framework up through this pattern, if she does this, this would literally be one of the most exciting moves that any asset could make. Now, aside from maybe something on a sheer bull run, but the increase in volatility, the difficulty, listen guys, the difficulty with which, and you see this line of support here, right? That line of support, you see the line of resistance here, right? The expansion that's caught on the daily time frame right now. I'm going to tell you, these patterns, guys, on the of this magnitude, this size, are extremely difficult to complete with power like this to the upside. For this to be a real March, let's say just a March runner for the bulls. And now I'd say a micro indication of this, no problem. Small, like what we have on the daily, on the micro, no problem. And I really feel as we look at this, I always tell the VIP, I'm like, well, Bitcoin's talking to you. How is she talking to you right now? Pay attention, guys. How is she talking to you? Well, she's telling you on the lowest time frame, or let's say the most zoomed in level, the most scoped in componentry here on the daily, not lowest time frame, just as eagle eye as we can get on this. With this reverse triangle, what is she doing? When I say Bitcoin's talking to you, what is she doing? Well, she's telling you, listen guys, Bitcoin is telling you on the daily, on that micro, that you have a reverse triangle. She's bringing your attention, the market is bringing your attention to the fractal and what has just set in, ba-boom. Hey, you see this, to the same reverse triangle. All right, so that's how Bitcoin talks to you. That's how markets communicate with top traders. Okay, it's not just a shot in the dark. We have a reversal triangle, let's say a reverse triangle, an Elliott wave feature here. No, guys, it's that we have an Elliott wave feature on the micro and an Elliott wave feature in the macro. Extremely difficult patterns, boom, to carry on to the upside with power for the bulls. I will tell you, this star becomes very, very dim up here. It's a difficult pattern. However, it would be the most exciting pattern to watch work out. Because if you trade a lot, you know that these just require so much momentum and energy to the upside. Bottom line, guys, they require a reset of the parameters of MACD. Everything needs to just power up. So could be an extremely exciting pattern. It is. To the extent that it wants to begin to perform again, it would be against the probabilities of this reversal feature. We'll take a surprise. You can handle a surprise if you are scoped in. I want to shout out to Nick Balls. My man, what's up, brother? How are you? Hope everything's good. You got some decent news. I think that's cool, brother. Way to go. He's been around a while. I know that you're the man in crypto, bro. We appreciate it. You are the man. Thanks for being VIP. And Nick understands the need or let's say the benefits of lower prices, without a doubt. Being around for years in crypto, big time VIP, you understand that, Nick. If we can get down to these levels, and it just may take a while, the framework is the daily MACD is down. If the daily MACD stays negative, guys, we may have some problems. You guys know that. I've said that for a number of days here, and I'll just continue to say that the daily MACD, more than any other time frame right now, is that sole litmus test that needs to turn around. Let's take a look at MACD. This is just a full scope review, guys. It is in terms of technicals. It's a long feature, but we're going into the Powell meeting, so I want to make sure that we're thorough. The 30-minute has been extremely beneficial for the traders. Nice wave formations on the MACD. The hourly a bit stodgy, not exactly the wave formations we would like. 4 hourly cooling off a bit. The 8 hourly looking powerful. This is the problem here. The daily, boom. I need the daily to round, okay? I need it to come into some sort of a formation, some sort of a confirmation with the other time frames. I do this on every trade. There's not a single trade that goes by that I have not scoped out the minute, the 5 minute, the 30 minute, the hourly, the 4 hourly, the 8 hourly, the daily, and the weekly. I've done this, guys. In addition, I look at my 100 and my 200s. Let's throw this on the board so that you know what I go through before my trades. Now, looking at this, guys, looking at the framework here of the 1 minute, of the 5 minute, of the 30 minute. Here we go, guys, of the hourly, 4 hourly, 8 hourly. Now, what is this, guys, of the daily, of the weekly? Well, I'm also scoped into each and every time frame. If I want to look here at the hourly, I'm going to scope into the 200 moving average up and above. This level of resistance above. I'll look at the 4 hourly as well, the 100 and the 200, which just had a crossover on that 4 hourly. So I'm scoping out not only the MACD every time frame, I'm scoping out things like the 100 and the 200. I'll clear this up because I know it's a lot of information. If you expand this onto another screen, it will greatly benefit you. It will clean up the noise a bit. It'll give you more space to look at these important indications that you use to properly prep your trades. Now, in terms of this, we've gone through the details. I'll tell you, guys, tomorrow is an unpredictable event. To the extent that you've got a framework now on the daily, I think it's nice that we have this new set in with the Elliott wave formation, both on the micro and on the macro. Again, we'll just retouch on that. On the micro, boom, reverse triangle, if you want information on that, and guys, you know, but then on the macro, if you want information on that, and I'll just tell you, remember that Globodine. If you didn't listen to the entire video, I'm really sorry because it was a good video to get through. But looking at that reversal triangle, it's what we say, Classic Elliott Wave International, registered with the Library of Congress. And yes, it's supposed to be, guys, a continuation pattern to the upside, right? The problem on the macro here is that technically it would be a continuation pattern to the upside, but we have a very nice continuation pattern here on this micro, right? A nice move, boom, here. That's a nice move with the unexpected variables of the Powell meeting, Jackson Hole. But on this, it's just we don't have much of a continuation feature, right? On the micro, boom, we solidly move to the upside. You see that nice upshot before the pattern comes into play. So we have the expectation at least to frame this as a continuation move, boom, boom, right? Whereas it just becomes a bit stodgy. There's no real lead in. This is just a parked triple bottom, right? We came up with that triple bottom indication. To the extent that we would like it to be a real continuation pattern, we'd like to have some more velocity in the move preceding this pattern. This pattern will become more interesting, of course, to the extent that we can begin to slingshot back and forth and really make more of a fractal. of what we've already seen here on this Ultra Micro. I appreciate your patience. There's a lot to go through. It's Powell tomorrow, guys. It's Jackson Hole. It's the Federal Reserve. I've done a lot of work for you. Hope you enjoyed the magic session here. In terms of that reversal, you know what's required. Very easy. You want to go into bull run? You want to get excited? Well, let's break a line of resistance. Let's do this first, guys. Let's break a line of resistance, and then let's go bullish. Let's try that, okay? I would say on the macro, when we're looking at the framework of the bear market, where are we at? Let's break a line of resistance. Let's do that, and let's look at some heavy entries. Guys, this is London with Bitcoin Spike. If you're not VIP, I'll say if you are, you're already plugged in the back. Over 130 VIP members the first month, more than any other station. Guys, anywhere, boom. That's us, guys, letting you know. This link here will allow you to join. Once you join VIP or hit that join button from a desktop computer, and they're going to be involving Apple soon. From Apple computers, you'll be able to join. Put I am VIP right here, boom, on the first pinned tweet. That will get you in touch with me. I will be able to put you in the back in the winner's circle. And yes, guys, we're constantly looking at charts. Shout out again to the trades. Venus 91%, 82%. These are today. 80% there for 79% for Liam. Weighted trade 102%. And then boom, guys, looking at a strong move, 75.75K. Boom. Guys, big moves in the back. We've been doing it for a while. Congratulations to the VIP. We look forward to continuing to build in 2022. Let's look at a bullish framework here with the understanding of a need to always preserve heavy reserve capital for lower levels. I'll never back off that. We've been saying heavy reserve capital since 69,000. That's just the truth on your altcoins as well. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. It's been a pleasure. Let's see that meeting tomorrow come out like roses, guys. Let's just see it come out like roses. That would be nice, guys. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.